Yeah, just briefly introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Victoria Ormond, but you can call me Vico. It's like Vicky, but Vic O. And I'm 21 years old. I'm currently working in hospitality at the moment. I'm in a 5-star hotel in Mayfair, and it's going pretty good. It's a pretty good team. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty basic, but yeah, I'm just basic. Yeah, money to fund me on my gap year. Just kind of like working, traveling, saving, living, eating. You know how we do. And yeah, Michael asked me to give a talk about value, and yeah, I'm not sure what to say. Yeah, I believe in God, and I feel like this past 2-3 years of my life, I've experienced kind of like God like the most in my life, and through these experiences that I'm going to talk about today, I have been able to find value not only in my life, but in other people's lives and the people around me, my circumstances, and yeah, I'll talk more about kind of like my life in more detail. But yeah, I just wanted to really say like thank you all for like coming. I'm quite shy actually, you know. Have you ever tried like talking about value when like you don't really like know maybe your own value 100%? It's quite difficult, but yeah, I'll try my best. And yes, cool. So, this is the big question. What is valuable in your life? What is valuable to you in your life? So, this is obviously a very personal question. Each and every single individual has their own answers, right? What is valuable to you in your life, you know? People, relationships, you know. Family, I think, is something that most people in this room will find valuable. But I wanted to ask you, like, how many of you also see, like, yourselves as valuable? Do you see, like, your value within yourself, like, self-love, loving yourself? Like, it's quite difficult, actually, and it's something that's quite underrated, especially like in today's society where we live in a world where, yeah, everything's kind of like commercialized, and everything is kind of like either like comparing one to another, and like this world is also based a lot on like competition. It's fair to say we live in a really competitive like society, in the sense that people will step on other people to get to the places where they want to be. You guys have experienced this like in work and school, like, yeah, everywhere. It's just everywhere. And so sometimes it's hard, right, to see like your own value. Yeah. So I guess I wanted to also ask you, like, what is perfection? What is perfect? So I think, yeah, very difficult questions. I think a perfect person, anything that the mind says to do, the body will follow. So Vico, like, get out of bed and like go to the gym and like work out so freaking hard, and don't eat that cheeseburger, and then you're just gonna look so freaking, oh, but it never happens, right? No, but what I'm saying is perfection is like really like uniting, I guess, like your mind and your body, so that there is like no barriers, right? And there's this inseparable oneness between like us, so that anything that we really set our minds to do, that we have the potential to really fulfill, we can do it, right? So yeah, like going gym and stuff like that, like the body is actually so smart. Even like when you go gym, you're working out muscles, right? And like you feel pain. Yes, like life, like you go through things, like you feel pain. But within each and every single muscle, there's memory cells. The muscle remembers, you know, how to deal with this pain. It becomes a lot stronger and shorter and tighter within the process of working out. And even life, like, it can be like so painful. We all have been through things in our lives. We all have our own like life testimonies and things that have really shaped us and the characters that we are, which determines what it is that is valuable to us. Nothing in this life is free, right? There's a price for everything. Everything that you do, you have to really invest so hard to get. You have to earn it. Nothing is free, right? This is just like a universal truth. So likewise, when we invest and we invest and we pay, you know, how can we really like deal, I guess, like with pain and really hold on to what is valuable to us in our lives that really keeps us going through these difficult circumstances. So what's the next one? Yeah, what is your value? This is a photo my friend took of me when I was in Scotland. I lived in Scotland for 3.5 months. I was living and working there in a family-run business like hotel, and then through that, that's how I got into my 5-star hotel, right? And work up the ladder. And actually, this past year was actually probably the hardest year of my life. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. I can't remember, I can remember him having cancer for the last 6 years, but actually I found out more recently that it was a lot longer than like 6 years, maybe something like 10 or almost 12 years, but my parents didn't tell me until I was 13. And yeah, my dad, he passed away last year on the 3rd of September, and yeah, I didn't think it would hit me like as hard as it did, even though the last 2 years of his life was quite painful. And yeah, I don't really know how to describe it, but the best way I can describe it is like we're 50% mum and we're 50% dad, and then you lose a parent and it's like you're losing a part of yourself. This is how I felt. And I just felt really, really lost. I was just like so far off the edge of the map, like no one knew where I was. Like my mum was just like, where are you going? And I was just like, I'm doing my own thing. And I thought that I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't. And so actually, yeah, my dad is half Scottish, so me going to like Scotland, I wanted to go to Scotland and like connect, I guess, like with my ancestry and heritage there, and just really take time out to really invest in myself, even though at the time that I made this decision to like move out and live out, work and like save and just have some like me time, I just wanted to kind of like get away from London and just separate and just really just give myself this time and just really, yeah, like I quite miss it actually. Like Scotland, it was just really such a beautiful place actually. I could really connect with it so much, like in my life and my heart, and it was kind of like my journey to reconnecting with my dad. And I felt like this picture really kind of like depicts perfectly like this time and place that I was in my life, where I was just really searching for myself and searching for my own value, because like I said, like when I lost my dad, I also felt like I lost my value. So knowing your value, what makes you? I believe that we are God's children, therefore we resemble God. Each one of us resembles different and unique aspects of God's character or God's divinity. Loving ourselves is loving that element of God's character inside us. So God is infinite, God is everywhere. I believe that God is inside each and every single one of us. And within each and every single one of us, we have so much potential, right? When you're inside your mother's womb, you're just kind of like a seed, right? And parents have so much like hope and aspirations like for their kids. And we really want to make them like so proud, and likewise we also want to make God so proud. So you need to love yourself. Mature in our character. You therefore must be perfect as your Heavenly Father is perfect. How can you be the best version of yourself? So just ask yourself this question. How can you be the best version of yourself? I forgot what I got about this. Sure, for everyone, like Everyone's goals are different, everyone's studying different things, everyone values different things, everyone feels a certain calling in their life towards a certain thing, whether it's to like music or like, I know like Liz, my good friend, she's really into like biology, microbiology, she studies viruses. My good friend Jungsung, she's really connected to kind of like, you know, really helping like the environment. She studies environmental sciences. And I know like how passionate she is of taking care of people, but also like taking care of the world. Like the world is just such a mess. And like through my friends, like through like practical things like their studies, they're able to really be just kind of like the best version of themselves and do what they feel their purpose in life is to be, where their value is the strongest because they are the most valuable thing for this reason, right? Because we all have so much potential, we can all really make such a difference, like in today's world. I really believe that. I really believe that there's so much like good inside everyone, even the people who kind of like either like hurt or betrayed me, like why did they do these things? Normally it's always the root of pain and always the root of a lack of love, right? So when this pain is kind of like overcome through like healing and forgiveness, me myself, I had to go for a really long process of like healing and forgiveness, forgiving myself, forgiving my parents, letting go of the things that maybe things that like dad had said or like did to me, and really just letting them go so that you're not carrying like the crap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Knowing yourself. What makes you, you? I think all of us, we're all products of our parents, all of our like biology, our genes and everything like dictate like how we look. Our environment shapes us massively, like how we are, and our family as well. These really like shape us. Yeah. I also really wanted to stress that actually, like, how can you be the best version of yourself? Again, loving yourself. Loving yourself is not a selfish thing. By loving yourself, you can love others. And I think just having this really good attitude that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. With this attitude, I found myself telling myself, you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. I could really push through so many things, and if I was in the right place at the right time doing the wrong thing, or I was in the wrong place at the wrong time doing the right thing, just like really be patient with your circumstances, I want to say, because yeah, I think in order to like see your value, you need to let go of like a lot of things that are kind of like hiding or tarnishing what is already perfect. Does that make sense? Why are babies like so lovable, right? It's because they know that they're the center of the universe. They know that they're just so perfect that they just don't even have to try. And by knowing that they're perfect, everyone immediately gravitates towards kind of like this baby. Like, they're so happy, they're so free. Like, yes, they're really kind of like uncontrollably emotional, but they're able to like express themselves. But as we get older, like pain and conflict, or like, you know, we get scolded and it's like, no, like you can't be like this, you can't do this. We learn how to hide, right? We learn how to hide and we build defenses and we build walls. But we really want to be just kind of like our original, like, I guess, yeah, true self, who we were like meant to be in that beautiful kind of like innocent form that our parents like fell in love with us like the moment that we were conceived. Yeah. This is my family. Yeah, this is my brother, Tyg, he's at the back, that's my sister, that's my mum, this is my dad. This was the last time that we went out. This was taken, I think, April last year, and then this was taken June last year, and he was, paralysed from the waist down, and then he had to stay in a bed, and then this is me and my sister Shauna. Yep. There was this one time, I'll tell you a story. I was crossing the road and I ran in front of a bus, it was the first time that my dad shouted at me. And he was like, Victoria! Because Dad, he's so peaceful, right? He never shouts. So when Daddy shouts, it's like, oh my God, like, what have I done? But yeah, like he shouted my name. He was like, Victoria, like, what are you doing? He really like scolded me when I ran in front of the bus. But when he scolded me, like, it was kind of like, Victoria, like, why did you do that? And I remember so clearly, like he said to me, your life is so precious. You cannot just do reckless, stupid things and not think about what you're doing. And I was quite shocked by this. So I just really felt like I wanted to share with you that, like, God, he really just like scolds us like out of love, because our lives are so precious. Like, God scolds us out of love, and that our purpose and like value as well is to really like become parents. And I really cannot wait to become a mum, because I feel like I will be able to understand my dad 100 million times more and really see like what it's like to really just put yourself on the line, just be so like unconditional and sacrificial, to the point where like God, he just gives us like so much, even like we flop time and time and time again. And me myself, like, I made so many mistakes. Like, I left home, I didn't want to live anymore, like my attitude was so bad. Like I told you, right, my personal experience, like I hated like so many people, and I couldn't see the value like in life, like what is it worth living anymore. And almost to the point where like I was so ready to just drop everything and just throw everything away. But really through like relationships, through friendships, many of them sitting here like in this room, like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be in this position where I can stand and like talk in front of like a room of people, and even all of this like rubbish that like I've been through in my life and like trauma, like if it can be used as something that can like help or maybe inspire others, even just like 1% or like just like a little bit, then I feel, and not something that can like cripple me or hold me back, where I feel so much hatred in my life. I don't want to go back to this place in my life. Like I really just want to be so free, and I just want to really be like just so Vico, just really like expressive, like talkative. I really like people. I actually really get along with people, and I just wanted to say, despite everything that's happened to me, even if it could just be used like as like a tiny little bit to like either impact or influence or like testify to people like in some ways, then maybe all of this crap that I have been through could be like of some value.